LOL, white America, assassinate my character. Money matrimony, yeah, they tryna break the marriage up. Who gon' act phony or who gon' try to embarrass ya? I'ma need a day off, I think I call Ferris up.
Bueller had a Mueller, but I switched it for a Miele, cause I'm richer. And prior to this shit was moving freebase.
Had a conference
Ooh,
with the DJ.
yeah. Episode 9, Daily Dose. We got a special guest in the building. Some of you, ladies and gentlemen out there, think he's Usher in the gym. So for the people who don't know who Usher is, welcome, Jeremy Davis. Jay, appreciate you for coming on, man. You're right. So, Usher over here, I was telling Aaron.
Definitely not Usher, but go ahead, though. Yeah.
I was telling Aaron, Jay is very, very important in this whole actually journey of Congo, of Dose as a man. I came here in Houston as a 23-year-old kid, and that is how I met Jay, and I've had the pleasure to watch Jay grow as a man as well, and a father now. And his wife, Jana, she was the same thing. I met her when I first moved here, so it's like a full circle moment. Jay's never done a podcast before either.
First one, man.
First one. So, how are we going to get down today, Jay? Is we're going to get this is going to be some fire stuff. I think you mentioned you had some things you actually wanted to talk about, and he had written down. He became he's a prepared guest.
Always.
We got our guy Dwight Manfredi here rocking the Lakers gang. You know, shout out to LeBron. Shout out to LeBron.
Who is this?
This is my guy Dwight Manfredi.
The white man, Freddie.
Yep.
All right, we're going to have to talk about the origins of that, but yeah.
And then we also have our sponsors. Legends. Shout out to Legends. You know, we're out doing great things.
First and foremost.
And, you know, Jay was connected to Legends because without DeAndre Hopkins, there's no Legends. Without DeAndre Hopkins, there's no Jay. And we're going to get to that story, how we got connected. Diane Ginsburg. Shout out to Dougie. You got your High Rocks. It wasn't in an hour, but hell, you were close. 107. Did you ever meet Dougie?
Never, bro.
Okay. He did the High Rocks. He was trying to get a 1 hour. He got a 107. He's a savage, though. Savage. Sebastian Plumbing, shout out. You've been actually taking care of a lot of the West U moms. Not like that, though.
Gotta clarify, man.
And Phoebe Warren, you're deadlifting, you're squatting, you're selling houses. Remember, 5 million, there's 10 million. There's always competition in that world. So if you need a realtor, contact Phoebe Warren. And also, big shout out to Priscilla. She is now officially a realtor.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, man, that just
Amazing.
happened. Yeah, that just happened.
Beautiful.
She's had some obstacles to get there, but she's officially won. So
Congratulations, sis.
Hey,
Congrats.
boy.
Congrats. Yeah.
You know, Jay's at the house. The kid's probably asleep. Jay, are you allowed to take a shot?
I absolutely am.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
we're going to take
Yeah,
a shot
yeah,
of tequila
yeah.
here. We
All right.
busted out in the last one.
Okay.
Taj got me this for the
What we
bachelor
on?
party.
Oh.
So I don't know if you can read that.
Siete
See, okay. Let me see it.
Leguas. It's tequila. It's reposado. That's the important part.
Everything we have is detailed. Look at that shot.
I'm looking at it. I'm picking up on it.
Okay. Dope. Dropping things. Drop my
Good,
phone.
we good.
Jay,
What we cheersing to?
it's an honor to have you on the show, man. I can't wait to talk about life, your success, the evolution of myself and Congo, and the support you've had from my family.
Absolutely.
Just want to say, before we even start, I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to even get to the start of the Fatherhood Junior for you,
Likewise.
and just how important that was to me when that happened. I heard that news, how happy I was for you. So,
that was a deep one right
yeah.
there.
So
man.
to life, to becoming who you want to come, and building your legend.
Cheers, my brother.
Go ahead, let Taj know how that feels.
That's the good stuff.
Hey. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I said, I moved here in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
and we were initially starting a gym together. Jay, your role was?
That role was it was a little bit of operations and a little bit of speed coaching.
Okay.
So
I asked that because when you look at life now, all the pivots you had to take
totally.
to become what you wanted to become and go through, and you and I both went through changes and evolution of figuring out what we want, who we are, and how we got to where we're at.
Totally, man.
And I bring that up because he was a speed coach. He was supposed to do a gym, and then he wasn't supposed to do a gym, and he's a part of interior design, and then he's supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do this. We were literally thrown in the fire of a lot of things. And we were sitting on the bench earlier the other day talking about, the bachelor party happened, talking about how, we both said something about being here a decade for the next decade in that picture.
Yeah.
And it hit my nail on the head. It was like, dude, I've always said we'll see who's around 10 years from now. And it's like looking at it and this crew that's evolved with, you by my side, obviously, but then just sitting back at that bachelor party, seeing Kiati, Ben, Taj, like all these guys that started here and how we got here. So I want people to know that started that journey with, myself and you.
For sure.
Then what kind of ventured off and where you're at now and how you brought us DeAndre Hopkins and your trust and what you've become as a man now. And I know you had early goals of being a USA 400,
200. Yeah.
400 Olympian. As you can tell, this guy's in phenomenal shape. It might be the Congo subs. It might just be.
Hey, you very much so contributed to that journey, bro.
Yeah,
so
man,
we'll get to that a little bit too, man. But
yeah, man. So floor is all yours, man. This is raw, real, authentic. Say it from your heart. Tell your truth. We're gonna let it ride.
100%. So just kind of like getting back to the origins of everything, bro. Like first and foremost, man. Like, I'm a firm believer in like nothing's wasted, bro. Nothing's wasted. Like everything in life, I feel like contributes to your story. Everything in life contributes to like the person that you become, right? So like whatever it is, bro, like past experiences, pivots, people that you meet, people that you work with, like just folks that you encounter along your journey. Like I'm a firm believer in like nothing's wasted. So 2013, as you said, bro, we set out to me, you, a couple other folks, man, we set out to build this gym, to build this concept, to build an entire brand, which, had a lot of different parts, a lot of different components to it. And, I meet this guy Dose at a gym in California, man. So, understanding the plan, the team is coming together, you and I meet, and right away, I think I can say that, like, you and I became like very close very quickly. You were somebody that, much like myself, man, you wear your heart on your sleeve. Like what it is with you is what it is. Like, I think you and I both kind of share this, bro. Like, I don't have a poker face, dog. Like where I stand on some shit is where I stand on it. And you're gonna know, you know what I mean? I think anything else, it kind of gets in the way. It kind of muddies stuff up, man. So, you yourself being that type of person, being a person of intention, being like a passionate person, it's like, I fucking like this guy. I like this guy right away. And, you and I shared that similarity. So, we hit it off, we hit it off immediately. And, fast forward as like entrepreneurship brings, we get right in the trenches, man. So a big part of like starting any business is trying to like accumulate that rocket fuel in order to get off the ground, man. So, you and I, we share a very, very special history because, as an entrepreneur now and having your business and it, growing into the incredible business, incredible brand that it is, like, how fucking hard it is, bro. You know how hard it is. How everything matters. The team matters, like the morale, like everybody's mindset, everybody's disposition. Everything matters, bro. And when you're in the trenches with somebody like that, I mean, dog, from like people say it, but like real blood, sweat, and tears between me and you, bro. Like this is not just like all three of those things. You know what I mean? So, that's something that we share. And, you and I, bro, will always be connected. We'll always have a bond because of that.
And the blood, sweat, and tears. Like when he says that shit, it really is. Like I think everybody sees me now as like Dose, like this action figure like Jay now, and is inspirational, like positive, upbeat, smiling, always kind of guy. And I am. I am. And even at that time I was too. And it's funny you're talking about that. It was thinking about that dinner when it was us and Humble was there, and all I ever wanted was for somebody to believe in me. Like it was my Tim Tebow, Derrick Rose, like just give me a shot, man.
Yeah.
Give me a shot, and I'm ready to go take this shit.
Which is a beautiful thing, man.
At that age, I was sitting there with you guys at that dinner in LA, and I'm like, I hope these guys listen to what I'm saying, know that I'm telling the truth, and I want to make my family proud, and I'm gonna outwork everybody. I was like, and Arian was there, and you know, he was giving me this opportunity, and I'm like, I want to be that guy. I want to help. I want to help his back. I want to show him what I've been working at, and this goes out to like this guy, Jonathan. He came in as an intern. He came from Connecticut. DM'd the Congo page and myself, was very professional. And he's like, I would love to just come for the weekend. And just observe, and maybe an internship would be suitable for me. And just because of his mentality to book a flight, come here on a limb. Just based off of our reputation, it reminded me of myself and how rare that is in individuals to see that hunger. And dude, when I was in that chair with you guys, I was hungry as hell then, right? But you know what the fucked up and crazy part is?
What's up?
I'm fucking even hungrier now. I'm even hungrier now.
For sure.
And you know, he mentioned some tears in there, and that comes with growth. I think if anybody, especially yourself, Jay, knows how to go through traumatic instances, and in order to grow, you got to be the one willing to push through and persevere the bad shit. I think people want to skip the bad shit and think that the beautiful side is over there. If they skip and go the easy route, or just not acknowledge certain things, it's the ones that go through the fire and never look at failure as failure, but get back up and they pivot and they move and they somehow will succeed. And I bring that up too because, you know, when we got booted out, to each his own on what occurred, it was just like I had a choice at that point in time. To be like, woe is me, what the hell I'm going to do? Or you done poked the bear and I'm about to take over. And I bring the poke the bear part because everyone's like, Dose, Vernon at the bachelor party, he was like, no, man, you lost your composure when you got mad. I said, no, Vernon, you don't know me. It's when I get pissed is when you should be like, all right, I'm going to get up now. Dose is going. And that's what happened. But it was that mentality of like,
100%, man.
You know, this is my personal moment. It became personal to me. And because of that, tears turned into stress turned into a vision turned into a brand turned into this dream. And this dream is just, it's been a freaking rocket ship ever since the start of it. So
it absolutely has, man.
It's, you know, we've been through failures, we've been through traumas, we've been through things, but my thing to the people is you got to be willing to go through that shit. And it's the people who go through it and get back up every fucking time is the reason why, you know, you and I are sitting in these chairs.
And you're passionate, bro. You're passionate, and that's something that you know, as your big brother, man, it's like, don't temper that. You just got to figure out how to channel it for real. You know what I mean? And it just kind of put it in the right direction, man. And what you've been able to build, and we'll continue to get to that, bro. But like every time I walk up those steps, dog, like I'm incredibly like proud of you, bro. Like for real, man. It's like what you've been able to build and being yourself too. Like this brand that you've built, bro, this brand, this company, this community that you've built, that you've managed, you and your siblings and a couple other folks have managed to put together, bro. It is one of the most like incredible and special things that we have, you know, I don't even want to say going on in this city, this country, and one day the world. You know, what you guys have been able to put together, bro. And you know, the background that you come from, it goes back to the thing, bro, like nothing's wasted, right? Like just like how you grew up, like how you guys grew up, just from like what your parents instilled to you and you guys, like just, you know, the hotel and, you know, learning how to, all right, we got to do the landscaping and we got to like make the beds and we got to clean up and we got to clean the fucking pool and we got to do all of these things. And like you guys all like growing up like that and coming together and building this thing in this city, and like you're of an incredible service to so many different people. Yeah, it's special, bro. I'm gonna give you your flowers, dog, multiple times throughout this thing, man, because again, dog, it's not lost on me, how special it is what you've done, and I hope that you like always soak that in, bro. And it's not about like stopping, it's not about like becoming satisfied, it's not about any of that shit, but it's really really special, bro. And the culture that you guys have built it's incredible, man, and literally changing lives, dog. Literally changing lives, bro.
J-Man, make me cry on the first episode of the damn thing.
We just getting started, man. We might what is this again? No, that's me, bro. That's me. Yeah, that's what you get.
But it means the world to me because just sitting here hearing you talk about it.
Yeah.
You didn't say it to say it for the camera. It came from this. That's why it got me. And I wouldn't say frustrated, but Jay, I talk about how I'm not. You talked about being able to just sit back and embrace that moment or whatever, right? I feel like to this day I'm not at the table of these quote unquote great trainers. I'm giving you in my mind right now.
No,
I'm welcoming you in. And there's these other guys out there that get followers, that get likes, that get these, opportunities. So I look at it as inspiration and motivation, as competition and fuel to better myself and do what I'm doing. And, while you're telling that story, it's just like, there's no other trainer or entrepreneur out there that has a grandfather that's an immigrant from Pakistan, make his way all the way to Wyoming, start a business and become successful in the real estate, in the stock market, grow that money, and then have my mom and my dad carry on that legacy, and then start their own entrepreneurship in the hospitality world in a small town in Sheridan, Wyoming. And then all of us are grown, born and raised in Sheridan, and we're all in one of, is Houston the second biggest, third biggest in the United States?
I think we're like 3.
Houston is now the third biggest city in the United States. And my family from Sheridan, Wyoming, that are immigrants from Pakistan, are succeeding and thriving. And there's no other story I've heard like that. There's no, we're a family-owned business. My business partner is Taj. Taj's wife, Jen, is the manager of the gym. She makes sure all that shit runs and operates.
100%.
Halima is a freaking Swiss Army knife. She's a leader of men, women, a fearless savage that are willing to go through the fire and never quit. And
Shout out Halima, man.
Yeah, God,
fucking savage.
Damn.
Man. Yeah.
Badshah, his young, just joyful self becoming into a man and
totally, bro,
evolving into this AI business and becoming the entrepreneur is, and even fucking Cole, man.
Yeah.
From being Badshah's friend to being here, it's just I hate saying that's why I can never talk about the story, but because of myself, we've been blessed enough to be in this together as a family-owned business and have a successful business of 5 years to go into the new gym, God willing, in spring of 2026. And what I'm getting at is I'm not at the head of the table yet, and no one's talking about what we're doing. So because nobody's talking about what we're doing, I can never take that foot off the pedal. I can never take the foot off the gas, and it's more. Yeah. So that's where I come from is when you said sit back and look at it. The reason why I can't is because Roman Reigns style, man, I'm not the head of the table yet, even though I got this badass chair and this.
100%. Yeah. It would look otherwise. But just the acknowledgement, man, just the acknowledgement of it. And I totally understand what you're saying, right? And somebody older and wiser, than me has talked to me about the same thing. Just along the way, you have to acknowledge and celebrate the wins and take in a little bit where you've come from. It's super important, right? Even though like I spoke to you guys, it's your history. I know it's a very natural thing for you to, all right, let's start a business. My brother's over here, my younger brother's over here, my sister's over here, my sister-in-law's over here. That's not fucking normal, bro. Businesses fail all the time. Businesses with family members fail an even higher percentage of the time, bro. Like it's incredibly special, you know, what you've done, like what you guys have done. So that's me. But that's me kind of like looking from the outside. That's me as your big brother. Like, dog, you gotta pat yourself on the back. You gotta enjoy this shit, man. One of the things that I learned from track and field, and man, I pulled like so many like lessons from my time in athletics. Is like, bro, you're gonna spend way more time within like the process and within the journey of what you're doing than you actually are gonna be like doing the thing. There is no arrive. There is no there. There is no there. Like, you're just in the process. You're just in the process. You're just, you know, you're preparing. You're perfecting the craft. Like, you're fine tuning. That's what it is. Like, my race, bro. My race was 44 seconds. Like, that was it. Like, that's the time that I got to do the thing that I claim to love to do. So, in order to find purpose in it, like, you gotta fall in love with the fucking process. I gotta fall in love with the training. I gotta fall in love with the physio. I gotta fall in love with the stretching. I gotta fall in love with the nutrition. I gotta fall in love with the supplementation. I gotta fall in love with the hydration. I gotta fall in love with all of that other shit, because 99.9% of the time, like, that's the thing that I'm gonna be doing. My race doesn't last that long. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're in it for that, if you're in it for the arrival, if you're in it for the accolades, is cool and it's important, right? But if it can't be the thing that you're in it for, and that's not to you, of course, you understand that. That's to like just anybody that's doing anything. Like, you're not gonna, if you win the fucking award, like, so you go up and you get your award and you say your speech and that's it. It's time to do something else after that. There's always this process and it's ongoing, bro. So like, that's the part that you live in. That's the part that you appreciate. That's the part that that's where you live. That's where you reside, because the accomplishments, they come and go, bro. Like, it's just part of it, man.
I hate to bring it up, but like the world of social media and Instagram, and it's like, does it really bother me? No, but it's like, you know, we mentioned that last time, the Ashton Hall guy, like, his quote unquote routine and all this stuff. And it's like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, and I loved it too, because Priscilla commented when he started becoming this thing, and Priscilla goes, I think he wakes up at 3:50 or something. Yeah. And somehow Priscilla saw it and she goes, try 2:50. And I was like, that's why she's my fiance.
Yeah, bro.
Because, you know,
that's your lady,
Priscilla we don't even talk like that about each other, but it's like, you
yeah.
take each other out of it and she sees that.
Yeah, bro.
2:50. So anyways,
yeah.
Here I am. I just like religiously 2:50 in the morning, you know, taking my own supplements.
Right. Which is yours, which you guys have built.
Yeah.
But go on.
Yeah. Taking my own supplements, doing my daily manifestations on my lunges. Mm-hmm. And then I go to the gym, and then I put some crazy bands on, and I squat and I work out. Yeah. And then we won this crazy operation at fucking 5 a.m. We got some secret guys coming in to fit in, so the 6 a.m.'s not packed.
Yeah.
10 plus people, and then 6 a.m. comes, and it's like a fucking nightclub, but it's in the morning, and it's this energy that cannot be matched. And I always talk about that in my post, like, you can't fake culture, you can't fake energy. Like, dude, you can copy this as much as you want, and that's where I've grown as a man, Jay. I used to let things really bother me about, this motherfucker copy me, this motherfucker. But it's like, when you start to really believe in what you really are, like, I'm becoming him right now. I'm not him yet, but I'm becoming that. Yeah. And in the pursuit of that, it's like, this is what you just said, falling in love with. So I'm falling in love with the mornings. I'm falling in love with the process of not getting permitted for this new gym and the fucking pressure cooker. Are we going to make this deadline? Because you know what? This little moment from, what is it, November 23rd until spring of 26, that moment right there exists only right there. Right. So why stress about it? Why pen about the gym? Why just enjoy this freaking process? Fall in love with it, especially with whatever comes with it, good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah. And then when you get there, it's like, man, why was I wanting to wish for something to get here so fast when I could have just been still in that moment and just
be present
in the moment?
Yeah.
And I've really learned that now, and I've really grown into that because of this mentality of, you know, it's It's the Mamba mentality, man.
Totally,
It's
yeah.
the mindset. That's why I get pissed off. And when people talk about Mamba mentality, I'm like, no, man.
ain't
You
it.
got those fucking shoes on. You cannot quit. You cannot
Yeah.
give up. You can't like. This is what we do. This is what we are. We will not surrender. We will freaking slash a knife through your throat in order to survive and win. It's cutthroat. And I'm in my game 7 every day.
For sure.
And that's how I operate. And I look at guys like the guy I was mentioning. It's like, this guy can't hold my dick. And he's got 5.5 million followers and he's trending and he's going up. And it's just like, so shit like that frustrates me.
No, I know.
When it comes to what we're building, what we're creating, it's like the world don't know yet.
The world just doesn't know, bro. And your family, man, you guys are like, I feel like you're entering like a sweet spot. And these are just kind of like little lessons that I've learned from business. You guys are entering a sweet spot where the experience is matched up with the energy, and it's matched up with like the perspective. Like the perspective is, dare I say, like the most important thing. Like understanding, okay, this is where we are. This is where we're trying to go. This is a derailment. This is an issue. This is a problem. Like those, and I'm sure you can relate to this, dog. Like the problems that I have now, fucking 21-year-old me would probably like crumble under those same problems. And I probably wouldn't crumble, but I would be a lot more rocked than I am now, right? And it's just, these things are just like part of the process, man. And the more like you go through, just like the fucking lunges, bro, just like the miles, just like the boxing, just like the deadlifting, like slowly, like your spirit, your body, your mind, you just become like more tempered and more tempered and more tempered. And now what, like a quarter mile of lunges, that shit's nothing. That's the fucking warm up. Now it's like, okay, a mile of lunges, like you just get more tempered. Like the more you do it. So, you know, I think you and I both can speak to this. Like I'm at a place right now and I, you know, I sense that you are, and you're entering where, you know, these things that we experience, you're kind of in a place where, all right, yeah, is this a real issue? But all issues, all problems, like they have solutions. So you calm yourself, you be present, you work the process, you go through what you have to go through in order to get out of the other side, man. And you know, you just move on. It's like, it's kind of an interesting spot to be in. You know, there's these things that would have like, oh fuck, I would have like pulled my hair out, or I would have like, man, been depressed, like whatever have you, right? Like they just don't affect you the same. But like that's the kind of bring it full circle. Like that's fitness, bro. Like that's fitness, and that's like getting in shape, and that's like tempering your mind and your spirit and your body for, you know, for all of these things that we encounter.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned you talked about the quarter mile and how that's the warm up.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him a text from Sambo, and Sambo's like, "Yo, who's this guy that was boxing with you? Had his shirt off, was ripped up, and then he did a full Congo workout right after that." I was like, "Oh, that's my dog Jay." He's like, "Dude, absolutely insane." And so when Sambo sent that message internally, I thought about what you just said. I'm like, Jay has got it now. Yeah. So he did an hour of boxing with us, and then he did the workout. Just like my boy Shali now. Shali's out there running 3 miles post Congo, and it's like, dude, it's just the norm. It's not even like, this is what we do. And it's like that level of physicality will set you up for success, man. It's not that he looks great and these guys look great. It's not that they're doing that because they want to have a physique. There's some obviously that, but a lot of these, you know, like yourself and Charlie, the entrepreneur that he is like that physicality, man, translates to everything. Your day,
does, bro. It does.
Your approach to
I do it because I have to.
Yeah.
Like I can't not do it. Yeah. It translates.
I tell people all the time, I was like, yeah, well, are you ever in a bad mood or this and that? I was like, if you ever want to see me in bad mood, try telling Dose not to wake up in the morning and do his lunges and not do all that before work. Let's see if there's a different dose.
There's a, you know, something I actually wanted to talk about this, bro, because I, you know, you and I both, I think, feel like really, really strongly about this, man. Like there's a, like running in particular, let's just kind of like isolate that for a second, man. Like when you're out and you're like running those miles, like whatever it is, right? 3 miles at a certain pace, 6 miles, like whatever it is. Like there comes a point in that run where like your legs are heavy and your lungs are screaming and your brain is telling you like, bro, you should probably stop. Like this, like it's okay. Like you should stop, right? And your ability to have like the mental fortitude to like run further into that pain, to me, I feel like it just puts everything else in perspective. Like something could feel like a problem or feel like an issue, like that pales in comparison to like not being able to like fucking breathe. You know what I mean? Like we're human beings, bro. So like there's like this kind of like hierarchy like of importance of things. And like first on that list is probably, breathing, food, shelter, and then there's like everything else, right? So like if you constantly visit, dog, I can't fucking breathe. Like my legs are screaming, my lungs are screaming, my body's trying to shut down. Like if you visit that on a regular basis, everything else in life kind of like, it's not really that deep anymore, because like you've pushed yourself to this like this physical thing, this mental thing, this spiritual thing that is on the highest priority of just like living. You know what I mean? Like, so everything else, business stresses, relationship stuff, like it just puts everything in perspective, bro. So like that's something that's one of the like things that like I love about it. That's what I get out of it. I try to visit that space as often as possible. Like you and I both like share that same love for going out and running or just really pushing yourself in a cardio capacity specifically, man. So, what are some of the things that you pull from it, man?
Well, first off, for people that think I'm just a natural, beautiful runner, look at this guy. I was not. It was when I was at Athletes Performance, I didn't highlight that plaque last time. I wanted to show it.
Yeah.
And Aaron, remember about where I'm trying to get to at before I lose my train of thought, because I just saw that. Athletes Performance is where I first learned of like, damn, I'm just a stiff muscle boy. And I went there because of D Rose and the ACL and me not having my ACL meniscus. And I'm like, dude, if I get this chance, I would love to just learn and just not let this happen to anybody.
Yeah.
And it just shows you how beautiful God is like when I applied to that internship, they had exos in California, Florida, Texas. So it was a crapshoot where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
But the interview question was, how did you find out about us? Like this was, I think, Skype. Maybe it was a Skype.
We dating ourselves. Yeah. Nah, for sure. Skype is crazy, but yeah, go ahead.
Damn.
Nah.
Damn.
Nah, it's all good.
So that was
part of the journey,
the interview, and I said, well, I tore my ACL. My brother Taj tore his ACL numerous amounts of times, and I saw, when Derek was rehabbing for the ACL, I was like, man, he's going to Athletes Performance. And then I saw you guys had an internship, and that internship what drew my eye. I'm like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And fortunately for me, that time I volunteered at Wyoming and all this stuff, I had a resume. So because of the resume and all the hours I put in before I even started any of this process, they were intrigued, and they said they've accepted me as the internship.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I found out after that, I didn't know where I was going. They just said, next week we're going to have one of the performance managers at one of the Exos, and then they're going to let you know where you're going and whatnot. Even though the question was, why did you come here? And it was Derek Rose, and it was in California. Week later, get that call, and it was going to be in Carson, California. I was going to be at the day where Derek Rose was going to be. And then I was like, okay, I'm one step closer.
Yeah.
And then when we get there, we do the meet and greets, blah, blah, blah. And they interviewed all the coaches and the new interns, and they put me with the performance manager, and his name was Chang Lee. And Chang Lee was working with D Rose. I'm like, yo, I'm going to get my chance.
Right there.
And at that point is where I was learning so much at Athletes Performance. When I was getting back to how stiff I was, they were the ones that taught me the plyometrics, the footwork, and the intro to running.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I met this gentleman is where I took running to a whole different level. So they were my foundation. Yeah. But he got me to where I'm at now. And what I wanted to bring up with the Athletes Performance thing was just the dream of it. And then I sent that to Warren. We had a casualty at the bachelor party.
Fuck. Yeah. Unfortunately, we did. Yeah. He's going to be okay, though. He's in the best fucking hands on the planet. But Jesus, man.
He had a ACL, meniscus, and I think some MCL.
Yeah.
And a tibia fracture. I'm not laughing at you, man.
Dog, we're not laughing,
hurt
bro,
for
like,
you, dog.
That is crazy, bro. like that just happened on that day. But anyway, go ahead, man. Yeah.
So, anyways, I sent that to Warren and Taj because he was sending his protocol and buying these sleeves. And for some reason, I thought of that. And I was like, dude, this Derrick Rose thing was my whole point of trying to be successful and change people's lives. And I wanted to show him, like, this point in time, Warren, this is who I was then and what I knew now.
Yeah.
And look at where we're at now, what we're about to do.
Yeah.
And I loved his mentality too. Is like, dude, he's embracing the journey of like 100%. Showing motherfuckers, like, adjusting the diet. Like, I love his mindset. He's not faking it. Dude, he hadn't cried. He hadn't shown any remorse or regret. That motherfucker even said, B, if you would tell me I'd tear my ACL to play on the Toyota Center, I'd do it 1,000 more times.
Yeah. What a myriad of experience that happened on that day though, bro. We got somebody like all right, we played on the NBA court. The guy tears his ACL. We got one guy hitting threes. Like, I'm, trying to get dunks. It's crazy, bro. Like, yeah, man, Warren, get back, my brother. Get back.
We're gonna get to the bachelor party a little bit later too. Just fruition.
Yeah.
But I'm sending him that video. I'm like, damn, look at that. He's got this ACL. I thought of that. I sent him that video, and here's D Rose. And it's just like, dude, I can do anything, especially now. Like, I know my knowledge and Taj. And so, yeah, he is in great hands. But getting back to the running, Jay taught me how to run. If you want to learn how to run, man, it takes a lot of time. I felt like the most unathletic SOB out there. Yeah. But I'm beautiful now.
We got you right. Beautiful, you smooth, you efficient. Efficiency is the key.
So getting back to your question, like what takes me into those zones, and it's like I told Sobo this too. So I ran Saturday because it was humid outside. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm not gonna go Versa today.
Yep.
And I never done this yet. I'm gonna go run 6 before I box. And I told Sobo at mile 4. I was like, okay, now my run started. At mile 4 is when it started. Regal Pool. Summer's just better with a darn pool in your backyard. Regal Pools builds award-winning custom pools for families across Houston made for memories, built to last like America. Ready to get started? Call Josh at Regal Pools and tell him Dose sent you. Or see their links in the show notes for more information. Big shout out to Legends. This is one of our best sponsors, the best sponsor, the best clothing out there. What we got to do, though, is a new way to get the Legends promo for you guys out there, for all the subscribers and shares out there. There's a new link that we're going to put. Is it right here, Aaron? There's a new link that we're going to put right here specifically to get the Legends discount code. Legends was introduced by my older brother, Taj. He was actually one of the first ones to ever wear it, I feel like, and then he got me on it, and then it was DeAndre Hopkins, and thankfully, when Hop was on the podcast, he gave us the blessing of God and got us this little partnership with Legends. But it's some of the best stuff. They're doing great stuff with us at the gym, too. We got new gear at the gym, so be sure to use the code. It is a new link. It is a new everything. So scrap the old one. It don't work. And scammers, step away. Because at mile 4 is when my heart rate gets a little higher.
Yeah.
My legs, and it's more of a mind trick. And calm. So at that point, when I feel that threshold in my body, that's when mentally I'm telling myself, okay, you've made it this far. Why would you let anything bounce you off your rhythm?
Right.
Tie into your breathing.
Yep.
Tie into the stride pattern. And I'm going to let the stride pattern take me where I need to, and that comes with focus.
Yeah.
We search for it all the time, but can we find that focus where at a 6:30 pace, your feet are hitting at the exact same stride, and your heart is beating at the exact same moment, and your breathing is one. Yeah. And then when you have that zone, that's where manifestation comes.
Totally.
That's where unstoppable comes. It's like, in Super Mario Brothers, on Nintendo 64, when he gets that little boost.
Yeah.
Like, how long can you hold that boost? Yeah. And I love that mental side of like, all right, how long can I hold this fucking heavy legs?
Yeah.
Chest is breathing heavy, but I have to sustain it.
What can I find? What solutions can I find?
So
how can I,
that's mile 4.
Yeah.
Mile 5, I'm telling myself, okay, back's against the wall. Motherfuckers are counting you out, because mile 5 to 6 is when I sprint.
Yeah.
So mile 1 through 3 was just a warm up. Mile 4, I felt the mentality and the physicality. Mile 5, I'm like, okay, I'm real heavy. My chest is heavy. Stay calm, and you have to go sprint now.
Yeah.
The last mile. What's a mile?
Yeah.
And then mile turns into half, because I've done that trail so many times that I know exactly where a half is without looking at it. And it's the mental. Again, I take myself into 2 different mental states. The first mental state was pushing through the last mile because I'm ready hot and staying calm.
Mm-hmm.
Second mental state is having your head at a certain spot, but still knowing your surroundings
Right.
and saying, fuck, it's 0.75 still.
Yeah.
And not caving into
Yeah.
or rush
Yeah.
or blow my load.
Yeah. No.
Before.
It's real.
And
It's
then
real.
the biggest
It's real.
mental fuck is when I hit 0.25 and I make that little turn and I know the cars are coming and they're going to see me.
Mm-hmm.
I still stay calm
Yeah.
and hold it, but still pick up the stride.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was 6:45 pace, turned to 6:30 pace, turned to 6:20 pace.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, today I was only at 6:05, but I really shoot for,
Which is crazy.
I really shoot
Yeah.
for the high fives on that. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always say that last mile is for they.
Yeah.
And they is however you want to feel in that moment. It could
Yeah.
be the gym situation. It could be drama in my life. It could
Yeah.
be proving everybody wrong. But what I always say, I get back to Jay is if I can't physically push through this fucking, that's why it's 2:00 on July and I do that shit in the
Yeah.
hot heat.
Yeah.
I can't push through that. How can I accomplish anything in this life?
Bro.
And so I do it every day. I want to feel that pain, that burn every day so I can say, I did that. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And I can do anything. And I mentioned last time in the last podcast, I'm like, we give so much credit to celebrities and last lames and whatever, dude. If you took all that shit and you put it in you and you believed in yourself as much as these other fucking people,
1,000%.
dude, you can really accomplish anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
And that's why I talk about it as I go dance with the devil
Yeah.
every day. And the devil's the band tension. The devil's
Totally.
post
Yeah.
1 mile weighted lunges. So when people are doing their correctives and, it is what it is, guys. Malik, it is what it is. Some people need it, some people don't. But when people are
it has its place. It has its place.
but when people are doing their correctives and their stretches
Yeah,
and their
yeah.
therapies and posting their fucking 7th High Rocks video, acting like they did something because they put a fucking thing over their nose.
Yeah.
Meet me at 2:50 in the morning, do a mile weighted lunges, go to the gym, throw some West Side barbell, about 200 pounds of band tension, front
Right.
squat that bitch
Yeah.
for triples and singles,
Yeah.
and then train and then work a full day and then do a boxing session in the afternoon and wake up and do it again. That's why when I say motherfuckers can't hold my dick, they can't. But to the ultimate question is,
Yeah.
I like that shit, and that's what goes through my head. It's basically success and pain.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
David Goggins talked about
Mhm.
it. Dude, you're going to get a call one day, or, if you want to talk about this, Jay,
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get an experience one day
Mm-hmm.
that could alter your life.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
in that moment in time, you have to train for that.
Totally.
I'm older now. I train for those bad phone calls. I train for those
Yeah.
bad months of sales. I
Yeah.
train for those, fights with family. I train for those moments in time where you get a fucking phone call and it's the worst news of your life.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see something that's the worst thing in your life.
Totally.
And that's why physicality and taking myself to that threshold is so important. And if I don't do that, I won't succeed. The gym won't succeed.
Yeah.
I basically won't be living. So
Yeah.
irony is, I basically want to push myself to death to feel what living is.
That's the bro.
Yeah, it just came off the top of the head, bro.
That's the magic, dog. That's the magic, and it's a beautiful thing, isn't it, though, bro? Because it's like, again, that whole thing. It really comes back down to perspective, like, and the process that you spoke about, like, I literally just did that like 3 hours ago. Like, okay, man, if I stop, or if I like back off my pace, or if I like, okay, this doesn't happen. Because you and I both love Kobe. You just give yourself these little kind of like tidbits of motivation. Like, and they could be real and they could not be real, right? But you just use it to like push yourself further. And it's like, it so closely like mirrors life. And you've built a place, go back to it a little bit, you've built a place where human beings can go and they can tap into that, man. Because like we're living in a world, bro, where stress is at a all-time high. Like, mental difficulties are at an all-time high. Like, there's so much. I don't, man, respectful to everybody. Like, I don't want to oversimplify anything, right? And much respect to like what everybody's going through. I gotta be honest, man. Like, I think if more people would like visit that space more often, and again, this is not the case for everybody, because I know people are like dealing with real stuff, but I just think like by and large, like the more people like visited that space, I just, yeah, man. I think the better off we'd all be. I think that it just allows you to put things in perspective and really put things like where they belong. Because that's what the shit comes down to, bro. Like there's this hierarchy of importance, and you have from top to bottom, and everything belongs somewhere. And like your peace in this life and your ability to like move through this life with, I don't want to call it ease, but like peace is the better way to put it. It really hinges on like how you look at stuff in your perspective. Two different people can look at the same situation like totally different, and it's really based on like your experience and like how your mind is tempered, to that thing. So
Yeah, and giving you your flowers, I honestly feel, and it's not because of us, but like when you tapped into everything we're talking about,
yeah,
that's where I really feel the Jay I know right now has evolved in the man he is.
for sure.
And it's the physicality. It's taking yourself
It
there
is.
every day. And even I read something it was like on an Instagram thing. It said millionaires and entrepreneurs invest more in their trainer. I think it was Pius. He posted it up. I'll send it to you. Invest more in their trainer and their health than anything.
Yeah,
And it's like more and more people need to understand that. Like
100%.
a lot of our problems, like I agree with what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
can be fixed with physical activity
Absolutely.
and lifting and pushing and pulling and rotating and doing all these things. Like if you have stress, well, boom, you work out. If you have high blood pressure or whatever is going on, or you get headaches or something stiff or this and that, dude, like people, I never can understand, like you have this one body
Yeah, bro.
and the one thing that's guaranteed is death. And you're just going to put everything inside your body and your look, your shape, the way you form and operate, and just put the worst stuff in it and not take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And your time is already ticking and you're shrinking that time even more.
Yeah.
So fitness is something and is never going to go anywhere. And people need to, if you are facing with something dude, try it. And like, I'll bring it up because Owen Daniels is my guy.
Yeah.
And I truly believe, and he could sit here too, that gym and that sanctuary and him being able to go on that Versa, do those things have saved his life.
Yeah.
So D, we love you, dog.
Love you, big bro.
We're
Love
here.
You, man. Yeah,
We
yeah.
freaking love you, and
sure.
you're jacked, and you are in your best shape of your life.
Facts, man.
And
yeah.
I made a birthday post about him, and he reposted it, and just his words was like, dude, I've known OD since I moved here.
Mm-hmm.
And we were on the pod, and I've never shared words like that with him, or he's given me those words. And when I saw that and I read that, I said, man, he's growing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's evolving.
Yeah.
He's understanding emotion, giving emotion.
Totally.
And I was just honored that he said what he said, and I'm just happy he's on this earth with us, and we love you. And fitness and Congo has saved his life, and save a lot of people. So you should always invest in your health, and that eventually creates your wealth.
For sure. For sure. There's I'm a nerd about stuff like this, man. There's I saw this study, bro. I think human beings, we're like our body, like our physiology, like we're designed to move around between like 20 and 40 miles a day. Like that's what we're designed to do.
I want to know what the actual stat would be of what people aren't. I guarantee you people aren't hitting that, bro.
Nowhere close, bro. Nowhere
Especially with
close.
fucking-
Yeah, dog. And life is life, man. Like everybody got bills, everybody's in the situation that they're in. But at the same time, man, like nothing is more important than this. Like you spoke about it, bro. Nothing's more important than this. So like you gotta find the time, man. You have to find the time, and you're doing God's work, bro, by building you and your family, by building what you've built. Like you've provided like a space and an environment where people can come do that, man. I know you know this, but if you look around that place, bro, if you look around Congo, like the type of people that gravitate towards like what you guys have built, like it's insane, man. It's a lot of high achievers. It's a lot of, business owners. It's a lot of entrepreneurs. It's a lot of like kind of psycho wired motherfuckers like us that believe in, all right, dog, like in every area of life, like I just want to like squeeze all the potential out of everything. And that was another thing that I wanted to touch on with you, bro. Like, just kind of like creeds and codes, man. Like that's one thing that I really, really believe in. Like I'm interested in a lot of stuff. I'm forever curious. Like I don't think I ever really grew out of that stage when you're like, you're like 4 years old and you're just curious about every fucking thing. I don't think I ever really grew out of that shit, man. And what I believe in to my core, dog, and I try to live is, bro, I just want to squeeze everything out of this shit. That was like when I was in track and field, like I have legs that work. Like that's a fucking blessing, dog. Like I have legs that work. I'm fortunate to have legs that work. How fast can I run, bro? I have this creative brain. Like what can I build? Like what can I create? And at every facet of life, like that's just what I believe in. I'm trying to be the best business owner. I'm trying to be like the most creative. I'm trying to be the most fit. I'm trying to be the best fucking dad. I'm trying to be the best brother. I'm trying to be the best husband. I'm trying to, like, you name it, man. And when you look around that place, like you mentioned, like the Warrens and the Kia, like all of these people, bro, it's like you've built like a shrine to that, dog. Like you've built a shrine to like, yo, man, I want to come in here and in this aspect of my life and within this hour, like I'm going to try to get the most out of like this part of myself. So kind of like speaking of creeds, man, like, and I know, but we kind of said this before, like we don't really get the chance to talk about stuff like this, man. You're definitely a person who like, yo, man, this is where I stand. Like, this is what I believe in. Like, this is my creed. This is my code. And this is what I'm standing on regardless, man. So, speak about that a little bit, man.
Yeah, I'm a lot of it, dude, 2020 was what really I talk about, dude. Life is in 4 years. You may be able to relate to this.
Mm-hmm.
4-year contracts, bro. I look at my life.
Yeah.
Low key, I love LeBron. I love LeBron.
Yeah.
Fly, you gonna risk taking him down, man.
Just checking him out.
He had 4-year terms, bro. Cleveland,
yeah,
to Miami,
yeah,
Miami back to Cleveland, Cleveland to La La Land.
Yeah,
and
I can relate. Olympic cycle, 4-year cycle.
Go.
I can relate, bro. Yeah,
And school, all that stuff. But like, move here 2013, 9 stage. After that, you go through this little post-oak COVID stage.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where like that creed, that mentality took to a whole different level because it was, what are we going to create?
Yeah.
We just had a shutdown of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
You look at it like the world doesn't want to see me win.
Yeah.
But nothing can stop us because we're going to wake up.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to work and we're going to keep just putting one foot in front of the other, one step in front of the other. And it's like the will to never give up and quit.
Yeah.
And, when I get to the 4 years, it'll be, what I'm getting at is like, you see this room, Jay?
Yeah.
My guy Stallone, why do I resonate with him?
Yeah.
It's like being able to, he talked about going the distance. And I, where's that quote at? I had it somewhere. It was right there. Talking about, getting hit in the face and, getting back up. And it's not about how far you can go. All this great stuff. And it's like, that is like really what I live by. It's like, never give up, never cower, never surrender, and always get back up mentality. And the reason why I love distance work and cardiovascular work is because that's the thing.
For sure.
That's the thing, is like taking yourself there and seeing if you quit.
Yeah.
And if you quit, we do quit.
Yeah.
Technically, sometimes we in the runs, we don't have those days.
Yeah.
But it's like every day we search for it.
100%.
And, when COVID happened, Kobe Bryant passed away, and like that was so hard. I've never cried for somebody so bad that I didn't even get to meet.
Same,
or know.
Bro. Same, man.
And to this day, I don't understand. Like, it still hits me. I don't even talk about it a lot, but it's like COVID 2020, Kobe. It was just like, you talked about squeezing every ounce of life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we got to, basically.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we're going to dedicate doing a half-mile lunges or 24 minutes or no matter what, never missing.
Yeah.
And that turned into a streak, and that streak turned into an ultimate mentality, and we lunged every day, never missed for a year because of a guy like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And that happened, and the start of the new gym and finding out you know, who you are
Mm-hmm.
and growing and seeing if it can work, you know, taking a bank loan, like all these things, like
Yeah.
just, I talk about being the superhero of your movie.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know, all the investor stuff, all that
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that didn't work
yeah.
out, and relationships that I lost, and
Yeah.
friendships that I lost, and
Yeah.
everything. It was just like 2020 was like this. God was saying, this is who you're going to be, and you
Yeah.
must fucking overcome this.
Yeah.
And I'm installing this on you because I know you can do it, because you have the will to never quit.
Come hella high water, man.
Yeah, man. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking tell me I
Yeah.
can't do it. Tell me I can't play without my ACL,
Yeah,
meniscus.
man.
Tell me
He's stepping back on that.
Yeah,
He's stepping
yeah,
back on that.
right on that
now.
Toyota Center, boy.
Respect.
It's like,
Shout out to Pat, man.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
who is it? Inky Johnson. Like,
Mm-hmm.
talked about Batman. I was born in it, molded it.
Yeah.
I am the darkness. Like,
Yeah.
bring it. That's what I do in the morning, man. I'm
Yeah.
in the darkness.
Yeah.
And I want everybody around me to gravitate towards that. And it's my duty every morning to bring that energy.
Yeah.
And because of that energy,
Yeah.
it's, bro, when you come into the box with me, bro, I take pride in being like, man, I hope Jay's thinking, not superficially, but like,
Mhm.
that's the Team USA Kobe story.
Facts.
Dose has already done a mile on the VersaClimb before I can even start my 5 o'clock boxing session.
100%. I walk up them steps, dog, and you on it, man, for sure.
And that's what I want
Yeah.
people to see. I don't want people to see just because I'm yelling or I want clout. Like, I want this younger generation of trainers to understand,
Yeah.
like, be the Kobe Bryant, be the
Yeah.
LeBron of your craft, be the Steph Curry, dude. Like, in this world of NIL and Instagram and AI and all this, just us old heads,
Yeah.
not even old heads, but
Yeah.
us, we're kind of like evolving into a whole different realm of life.
Yeah.
And here comes these next 4 years. It's scary to
Yeah.
think, because you got AI, you got the next gym, you got
Mhm.
all these things, but it's like, dive into fear.
Yeah.
I think my thing to people is lean on fear,
Yeah.
lean on hate, because when it's fucking sucks and your legs are heavy and you don't want to do it, you got to find that motherfucker right here. And I want everybody around me to have that. It's okay to have that. Warren tells me, always be yourself. Now,
Yeah.
has there been times where I've lost it and I just need to temper it down?
You just got to find it. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you got to
yeah.
have the same shit with Kobe, bro. Kobe talked about this motherfucker would be listening to the Michael Myers theme.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
And I didn't know
yeah.
this until he passed away. God rest
Yeah.
his soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
obviously, I love Halloween, but like,
Mhm.
just literally taking yourself there and being like,
Yeah.
you got Kobe
Yeah.
locked in, and just. Dude, that is insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so fucking cool. And he didn't do it for clout.
Yeah.
He didn't do it to be like, he's trying to create this story about him. He really did it because that was his dancing with the devil. And I
Yeah.
want trainers just to live this life. If you want to, it doesn't have to be in the morning. It's just how we are.
Totally. Yeah.
Like that kid that came and visited, Luke, Hannah, Neil,
Mm-hmm.
even Cam when he was there. Like, these guys, if you never did 4 a.m., never.
Yeah.
And I said, man, if you can wake up, train, and work and be by my side, you got my respect.
For sure.
And,
for sure.
you know, I guess that would be the creed to live by, man. Never surrender, no retreat.
Yeah.
Backs against the wall mentality, down 3-1, game 7, fucking bring it to me. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I bet
Yeah.
against me. All odds
Yeah.
are stacked against me. And it's like, that's what living is, man. Like,
For sure.
it was literally Jake Paul's fighting Anthony Joshua, right?
Yeah.
And it was cool to see two professionals have so much respect for each other, especially
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and they asked Jake, it's like, dude, you know how crazy you sound and how crazy you this, and this. He's like, if I didn't have that crazy, I can believe any mentality when I was a Disney kid, when I was a YouTuber, I became
Yeah.
this. He started listing off all the things he did.
Yeah.
I was like, hate on him all you want.
Yeah.
That motherfucker has never quit, and he braced everybody that said he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
He couldn't fight this buddy. He couldn't fight this person. Now he's about to fight this guy. Well, I'm going to, and you got to have the manifestation and will to see it and believe it. And on the other side, it's there. And so, like Jay talked about the supplements and what we're doing, and I told Aaron 1.2 billion changed to 2.3 billion to me
Yeah.
because I just saw the video of Ghost selling to Dr. Pepper, and I'm like, nope, our shit's better. We got to go up. Got to go up. Like going back to believing in yourself. Got to believe in the brand. You got to will it. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know what your religious faith is or whatever, but like, I don't know either. All I know is there's a power above, there's a man above.
Absolutely.
And I believe in something that's bigger than myself.
For sure.
And none of this is for me. It's for my family and the legacy.
Yeah.
And even having my nephews now
Yeah.
and seeing how cool of a dad Taj has become and how
Yeah.
important that is. Like, that is the creed. It's really the ripoff of Fast and Furious, but we really are that, man. It's
You
it's
absolutely
loyalty,
are, bro.
it's family, it's respect.
Yeah.
And if you cross those lines, man, there's no other line before it. Like,
Yeah.
it's draw that motherfucker in the eye. It's Congo versus the world. And if
Yeah.
you're on this side, I say good luck.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what my creed is, man. Just never give up, my family,
Yeah.
and squeezing everything out of life. And I think when you do that, you can live with the results. God forbid if your life's taken the next day. I know I fucking gave it all I had.
But you know you gave it all you have, bro, and you live, dog. There's you and I both are more or less in the service business, man, and you hear a lot of these cliches, but a lot of times, bro, like these cliches, like they're cliches for a reason, right? Man, like your life will become better to the most cases, dog, to the degree and to the clip that you make other people's lives better.
Every day, bro.
Like, you have to be like in service of something, bro. Like, you have to be, right? Like, even if it's in service to your immediate family or like the world. Like, bro, we all owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our family. We owe it to this world to be like in service of something. Like, it's an interesting thing, like, and I think that moment comes for everybody different. It's an interesting thing, like, when you finally, like, realize it. Like, right now, like, I live and I work in a capacity where, bro, every fucking thing that I've ever been through, whether it's, like, sports or architecture or business, like, I get to pour into somebody. I get to pour into multiple people. And to the degree that I do that, like, I end up getting what I want out of life anyway. Man, my brother Humble has this quote, man. You can have, I love it. I think about it probably at least once a week. Like, you can get everything that you want out of life by helping other people get everything that they want out of life. And that shit is, like, extremely powerful, bro. And I think that, like, on the road to doing that, it can be easy to, like, get a little self-centered in that pursuit. It could be easy to kind of think about yourself as, fuck, man, why am I not breaking through? Why am I not, like, man, like, shift the focus. Like, everybody that's become great in this world or has, like, gotten to a certain point, bro, like, the majority of them have done so by, like, bro, like, you're adding something to this world. Like, I'm adding something to this world. I'm solving a problem. I'm solving an issue. And I just love that, bro. And, like, that's what you guys are doing. Like, that's what y'all are living every day. Like, you're literally helping people become healthier. Like, you're helping them have more energy. You're helping their mindset. You're helping their spirit. Like, you're in service of something. And now we got these products coming. And now that reach is going to expand further because, man, people are going to have, like, better workouts. They're going to be better fueled. Like, everything that you're building is in service of something. And to me, that's the way. I think people kind of, like, lose sight of that, man. But, everything is in there.
Yeah, and I get asked this, and I always ask myself this too, is like, when is the, I can rest now?
Yeah.
And this is the honest answer, and we'll see 10 years from now.
Yeah.
IGAJ, in my heart of hearts, if I can provide, I guess money doesn't buy happiness. We all know that.
Nah, hell nah.
It just gives you a different perspective on things and opportunity. I know some of the most quote unquote successful people or billionaires, millionaires that aren't happy.
Yeah.
So money, this doesn't have to do with money. It's
It
just
helps,
part of,
but it's not everything.
part of the equation.
Totally.
And it comes back to the effect you have on others.
Yeah.
My I can rest now moment is knowing that 2.3 billion happens.
Yeah.
And everybody in my team, specifically my family,
Yeah.
Staj, Jen, Halima, and Badshaw, and of the business.
Yeah.
Of the business first.
Yeah.
Because when the business wins, guess what? Samina, Mo, Ami, we all win.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Sell that, and they're all living a life of financial freedom
Yeah.
and luxury of time to do what they want, when they want, how they want to.
That's the important part.
That is so important for me, and that is another thing. Getting back to your beginning questions is like that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, they gotta be happy. They gotta win, and I want
Yeah.
them to know that they took this limb. They took this limb to come out here with Taj and I and
Yeah.
start this without pay, and Taj had to figure out how we were gonna pay him, and figure out all that shit, how to run a proper business.
Yeah.
And we were able to do that, and then we were able to kind of help him some more and do some
Yeah.
benefits. And the next year, and now we got the supplements, taking your own money and believing in yourself and reinvesting it again. It's just like, it's just a slow grind, though. It's a slow grind.
Yeah.
And my aha moment is going to be when that happens, because it will happen.
100%.
It's going to happen, and it's going to be like, I don't think I'm going to just like rest, but it's going to be like, I set out what I was going to do.
We're going to take a good fucking vacation, dog. And
Okay.
I'm coming, bro. That's what we're going to do. But,
I go
continue,
back and
though.
forth because I always
Yeah.
tell people, man, because of Kobe and Braun, after I won a game 7 or lost a game 7, the next fucking day I would be in the
Yeah.
gym to show motherfuckers
Yeah.
this is where I'm at. But we'll probably take a nice vacation.
We're going to take a nice vacation, bro. There will be drinks, but there also will be lunges on the beach, bro. So
Yeah.
balance, man.
Yeah.
Balance, baby. Balance.
So I want to be able, and we will do that.
Yeah.
Because, you talk about how you affect others. And it was
Mhm.
crazy that you said that, because a client of mine, I personally handed him my wedding invitation.
Yeah.
Somebody I didn't think he would be to say what he said. He was just like, man, and he put his body like this. He said, man, this means the world to me. And he's a gentleman who's helped myself and Taj tremendously in
Yeah.
this journey. And I was like, well, before he even said that, I said, no, man, this is a debt I owe you, because without you, a lot of this doesn't evolve. There's
Yeah.
always moving pieces. That
Totally.
help you in life, man.
100%.
There's always-
100%.
And I
Yeah.
try not to ever forget. It's a fine line of never forgetting who helped you, but then that line gets twisted and like, oh, I helped you, and that's why you're successful.
Mhm, mhm,
Gentlemen like this
mhm.
had the most purest of heart and believed in us, just like when you saw this kid in LA from Wyoming telling his story.
Yeah.
He saw that same thing in this community that we built. And he goes,
Yeah.
man, if I would have missed this 5 years in my life without meeting you guys, my life would not be what it is today. And it's just like, dude, the caliber of this gentleman I'm speaking of,
Yeah.
what he does, how he operates,
Yeah.
who he is, and how he is, to say that to me, only just to give him
Yeah.
my wedding invitation. And I'm
Yeah.
doing it because I'm not saying I like him. I obviously do. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
But I owe it to him because, dude, you helped.
Come spend this day with us, man.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. And so it's like,
yeah.
You talked about the effect you have on others, and it's just like the person of that caliber, or even like, dude, when Hop was here,
Yeah. Yeah.
hearing him just talk about how he believes in us and chooses
Yeah.
us to believe in. And
Yeah.
it so happens like some of his best seasons
Yeah.
is always with us. And it's not because the workouts are great. We're great at what we do.
Mhm,
We are
mhm.
great at what we do. But a lot of it is we teach something that you can't replicate and copy. And I
You
think
just
you
gotta
grab
be
it.
able to tap into that environment, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to, man. And it fucking it permeates through the space and off the walls, man. Like these guys, bro. Like and we've both encountered them. Like they're so fucking gifted. Like sometimes it's like, all right, bro, let me just get out of the way and let you do what you do. But it's just like the environment that you built, that you cultivated. Like when people are in that, you have no choice. Like, bro, the fucking weights are about this. It's not really like about the fit. It's about this, dog. Pushing that, the cardio, all of that is about this, man. So just putting yourselves in those environments, bro. That shit, that's what really makes all the difference.
Yeah. And this ties into how to closing it all out and all
Mhm.
this stuff. You talked about this and you talk about weights. Do you become strong overnight?
Hell no.
You don't get those abs. You don't get the deadlifts. You don't do anything overnight. So, like, that's why overnight success doesn't happen. That's why with what you're doing and who you are, some people can be looking like, oh, I'm glad that worked out because he met that person, or he's lucky he met this person.
Bro,
He's
you
lucky
have, you have no idea.
he's
dog.
lucky he got that and this and that.
You
It's
have
like
no
what
idea,
people don't
man.
understand is luck comes in 2013 when you're sitting at a table starting someone else's gym.
Mhm.
And you chose to never give up on yourself and believe in yourself to keep pushing.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
so 2013 is 2025. Here we are
Mm-hmm.
at my bachelor party, and just the graciousness of Pat.
Yeah.
And I sat there when his sister got married. I said, bro, I was like, I would love to just do this for my bachelor party. Open runs at the Toyota Center. And Pat goes on my shoulders like, bro, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
So let's make a day out of it. I said, oh, we don't need to make a day out of it.
we only got so many, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I said, I just want to play.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I'm all for it. And, before we tipped off, I said, you've never done this? He said, no, man, I've never played on the court. I was like,
Holy shit, bro.
I felt so honored that,
Yeah.
dude, he did this for me.
Yeah.
And he's playing on my team.
Yeah.
And I'm a LeBron guy, Lakers guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to KD, though.
Yeah.
And we're
Hey, man,
playing
he
on the
gets
Toyota
it.
Center, and he's doing it with me, and
Yeah.
just seeing all of us. And everyone said it too, dude. They said, dude, just the group of people we're around, just
Totally.
dope people. Like nobody even knows each other like that.
Yeah.
Vernon,
Yeah.
to Mir, to
Yeah.
Zane. It's just like
yeah.
we all know each other because of Congo,
Yeah, bro.
and it's like because of that, it's like this respect. It's like if I saw you lunging and I was lunging at the same time,
Yeah.
you're both like,
Kinda.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
And that's what
100%.
that community is. And it's like what
Yeah.
I'm getting at, bro, is
Mhm.
none of this was overnight. And
Mm-mm.
you need to accept the blessings. And that night is when the night I sat here in the front and I was like, man, what a moment.
What a moment, dog.
What a
The
moment. And
coolest shit ever, honestly.
Yeah,
dog. That
man.
shit
And
was
it's like,
crazy, man.
I guess what really hit me was like it was a dream of y'all's.
Yeah.
Here
yeah.
I am thinking like, it's going to be cool. We're going to have a good time,
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm like, that's the blessing. Like I was able to bless
Totally, man.
all
Totally.
these people. So I know
Yeah.
God's going to bless me even more because I wasn't trying to do it. I was just like,
Yeah.
I get the biggest smile like seeing Taj and
Yeah.
Watch Shaw be like, I'm watching them
Yeah.
and it's their high school self.
Crazy on the boards, by
Yeah.
the way. Basha, crazy on the boards.
And
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like they're
yeah.
having fun. Like
Yeah.
I know everyone's has Taj is a dad, Bashaz whatever. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
but at
yeah.
that moment in time,
Yeah.
all of us were literally reliving Sandlot in that
Bro,
little replay moment, and
let's-
that nobody can.
Let's keep it tall, man. We all hooped. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and everybody had aspirations to do what that was my first love for sure. I don't, no bones about it. But to be able to do that, dog, like on that floor, celebrate you on that day, and we all did it together. Yeah, bro, multiple layers. It was just a fucking incredible experience, dog. Incredible.
So success doesn't come overnight. It hasn't happened. It didn't happen overnight for you. You had to go through tremendous obstacles. I had to go through tremendous
sure.
obstacles. And people got to understand that you got to get through the bullshit.
Yeah.
I told Priscilla, like,
Part of it.
Priscilla did not pass her exam, I think 4 or 5 times.
No shit. Can we say this? We got editing ability.
We're gonna send it to her first and say it's okay.
100%.
And then if she says yes, go ahead. But if
100%.
not, we're gonna delete
Sis is
delete
gone if
all
you ain't
this
messing with
shit.
it. 100%. Yeah.
And I
yeah.
sat in that kitchen to her and I
Mhm.
drew her this fucking thing.
Yeah.
She was so frustrated. She was so close on the 4th time and she passed. She was passed so much and she was this close. And I said, she wanted to quit. She wanted to give up. I'm done with
Yeah.
this. And I can't, everyone else does it before me. And it's like, we're all victims of that. This
Yeah.
guy sells a house before me. Oh, he designed a house
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity.
Yeah.
I didn't get it done in time.
Mhm.
All this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, throw all that shit out. I
Yeah.
drew this little paper up. I said,
Yeah.
'cause I got this from the gold mine thing. I was like, here's the gold. Here's where you started.
Yeah.
You've been on this pace right here.
Yeah.
Gold is right here. And you're right here. And you want to fucking give up right now?
Yeah, man.
Knowing you're right there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Knock that bitch over and go get it.
Yeah.
And moral of the story is,
Yeah.
dude, is like, if you go out and get it and continue to do it over and over
Yeah.
again, that overnight success happens. That moment
Yeah.
meeting LeBron
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
That manifestation of getting KD, Drake at Congo
Yeah.
happens. Did I just say that? I think I did.
I did want to man, I'm glad you brought that up, bro. I don't know how much juice we got.
No, we're
man,
good.
But,
You do your
but,
thing, man.
But I did want to talk about that, bro, because this is somebody like perspective, right? Like I've known you since you were a young man to now to this point, man, and like, I wanted to touch on that, bro, just like your partner, because I mean, bro, we've been around each other, right? Like I've seen your journey, like we're close, and like you and your lady, and again, kind of we're amongst that time, just had the bachelor party, the wedding's coming, like. Bro, what a blessing has that been, bro? Just having some, because I know you, dog. Like I know your mindset. Like, to be fair, bro, to be who you are, and don't get me wrong, like extremely easy to love, but at the same time, bro, like the men that we are, like it takes certain kinds of women to be with us, bro. I'm just being fair. Yeah, it comes with some other stuff, but it takes certain kinds of women to be with us, bro. So like, man, what a blessing, bro. Like to have her come into your life, like to see you guys together, like to see you guys grow together and the journey that you guys have been on, and like the little bits that, you know, she's kind of like adopted from you, and vice versa, I'm sure. You know, talk, man, touch on that, bro. Like just the blessing that has been.
It's funny you said that, because I was talking to my 9 a.m. ladies I train on Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
One of the clients goes, "Oh my God, I saw your fiance and I just started stalking her and I was obsessed with her and how beautiful she was. And then I started looking at your guys' life and this and that." And I'm like, the fact that somebody was interested in that. And then it took me back to, I'm like, you know, I told the lady, I was like, you know, you mentioned that. And I was like, I never thought in my life I would find that other person.
Yeah.
And she's that other person. I
Yeah.
know we've all been through relationships.
Totally. Yeah.
It's
Part
human
of it.
nature.
Part of
High
it.
school
Part of it.
sweethearts.
Yeah.
Crazy ones. Crazy
Look, bro.
ones.
Look. It's covered the territory.
So
dog.
I told her, I was like, I'm so fortunate because I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't pushing for it. She just came in my life, and I wasn't even trying to holler at her either.
Yeah.
Story is, long story short, her best friend, one of her best friends at the time, had a cuckoo bird boyfriend. She said, "Hey, you want to be my fake boyfriend today?" Because I was out there bowling to try to get clients.
Copy. Yeah.
There's some Texans players, and me, as you know, I'm always trying to recruit.
Yeah.
And here's these girls need help with training too. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll get your numbers, blah, blah, blah." Then that girl goes like, "All right, just be my fake boyfriend. If you see him, I'll just latch on to you." I was like, "Cool."
Yeah.
And so we went up, and then shit got crazy. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore." So I leave, and then Priscilla's with us and her friend. And I was like, "All right, it's getting late for me. I'm not waiting for y'all anymore." I lost them. I texted him. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna head home. I got an early morning per usual."
Yeah.
And then that turned into, she wanted to work out, and I wanted nothing to do with her. I was just trying to make the money.
Yeah.
And I think it was her best friend that said, "Man, just give him a chance." After 2 months, I was like, "I think I'm liking this girl." And you know, getting to it is, it's like, I remember I used to go to her apartment. I used to bring Nina, and she never said anything about waking up early.
Yeah.
It was more of like, "Oh, this is what you're supposed to do. Just go ahead and do it." And that always stuck with me, as like, dude, she's never said don't do it.
Yeah.
Or like, "No, you can spend more time with me," and this and that. And it was, you know, Braun was talking about that. I think he was on his wife's podcast talking about how because of her and her sacrifices, she's allowed him to pursue his greatness.
Man, bro.
And she has let that do that. She's allowed me to do that and has never been in front of that or diverted that. When she saw I wanted something,
she let you be, man.
Yeah, she let me be. And through freaking 9 innovations to Post Oak to house visits to the garages.
Yeah.
Like, she never wavered. If it was a birthday, if it would, dude, she never bitched about my schedule, and to this day she doesn't. We joke and stuff.
Yeah.
But dude, the biggest supporter of what I am and my pursuit of greatness. And because of that, that is why she's the love of my life. And seeing her adapt the things that I've done, adapt my family, they're her family, adapt my family. Dude, I generally love her mom and dad.
Yeah.
Like,
That's how it's supposed
crazy
to be,
to say
that's how
that.
It's supposed to be. Yeah.
I love their family. I love her.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to give more and I want to shine that light. And it's like, that wedding is going to be so fun. Bro, the type of people that it just not tight. It's just when you go through shit, man, and you're finally winning, you want to celebrate that shit with the people that have seen you go through it.
100%.
So it's like, this is it's just, I love you, Priscilla, and I'm so thankful to have you in my life. And
love you, sis.
Thank
you.
I was just about to say, they can probably attest. Like, I'm a better man. I'm a more focused man. I'm a more passionate man in the right ways, not in the wrong ways. I'm a more calm man.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, majority of that is because of you. You're that. She really is my other half.
You need your rider, dog. You
really,
need your shooter, bro.
And it's not about, we're not touchy-feely at all.
No,
we don't even talk like this. We don't even touch like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's just like, we get it. Like, she's my other half. Dude, remember Hancock?
Yeah.
Hey, he could not get away. And the second he got closer to her,
the
came closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
That's who she is to me, dude. It would take for you to pull a Hancock movie and ship me out all the way to Egypt in a different era of life, and for me to forget my memory,
Yeah.
for me to forget her. So no, man, she's just allowed me to pursue greatness, and have been through my family. My family's a lot. We are all different personalities.
Yeah.
She's got to know every one of them,
Yeah.
love on them, fight with them, love on them more, and then seeing the birth of my nephews and how she just loves Cash and Kano, and just as she's a con.
That's the part, bro. And we've been fortunate to do some pretty cool shit, man. But like that's one of those like parts of life where, okay, just as a man, I'm pursuing, I'm chugging along, I'm pursuing this thing, I'm building my legend, and then you meet somebody that you could build with, and then all right, man, we locked in, and then the kid thing, which I'm really looking forward to that also. Yeah, I don't know if I too much. Yeah. When that happens for you, bro, it's an incredible experience, bro. That, you know, yeah, just seeing Sataj go through it is coming for you, dog. I'm looking forward to that, bro, because again, I love you. I'm close to you. I've witnessed so much and been fortunate to be a part of so much of your journey. And, you know, whenever you step into that, bro, it's really gonna get real, bro. You think it's real now. You think you're a crazy motherfucker now. Just wait, bro.
Remember how I mentioned that 4-year contracts?
Yeah.
Cleveland to Miami to
Right.
Cleveland to
Right.
LA.
Right.
And then we don't know that next chapter of LA for LeBron.
Yeah.
Well, I'm far away from that LA.
Okay.
So you better
All right. No, that's fair.
No,
that's
but
fair.
I agree. I agree
That's
with you
fair.
because
Yeah.
it's crazy to look at Taj of what he was before the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always loved him, but like post kids, dude, I've like, man, he's like a whole different human in a good
Bro,
way. Like I'm so
100%.
proud of him. Like
100%.
And it'll attest to you too. Like our father isn't around for that.
Mhm.
He didn't have
Mhm.
someone to
Mhm.
go to advice. Hey, Dad, how
Mhm.
is it? Hey, Dad.
Mhm.
And he didn't. He just our credence. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I have this birth of a human being now. This
Yeah.
is my son,
Yeah.
Kano,
Yeah.
and I got you forever now, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna figure it
Yeah.
out. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
these things, and just like you,
Yeah.
man, like God rest your father's soul.
Yeah.
Like, look at you when he
Lost them early, bro.
Yeah, like I was the first when I found out he was having a child, man, I cried him and I called him, and I never call him.
FaceTime me.
Yeah, I never, dude. That was my first instinct. I said, bro, it's a blessing. I'm so happy you have a human on this earth, but other than the blessing, man, just to see what you've been through and to be able to be the man that you're at to this day and bring this life into this world, and knowing that it was taken from you early.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm so happy that you get that feeling of being a father and and expressing that. So I'm very happy for you, man.
That fucked me up, though. Like, for real, dog. We was all, and granted, like, we were sharing the news, like, it was already very emotional, bro. But to, like, kind of go through what we've gone through, be close, man, and me to, yeah, bro, for you to call me, like, already in tears, bro, like, that shit, man. I already love you, bro, but yeah, bro, to kind of see what the moment was already extremely profound, for me, but to see, what it meant to you. And we had a long conversation. We went back, we talked about like our journey, man. And yeah, bro, that one, it was a couple like instances where we told family, we told loved ones, dog, but that one got me, bro. That one got me, man. Yeah.
I'm so happy. And every time I see Jana and I see her happy and I just see you living your life, like that's what it's all about. And that's what it's all about. And you mentioned when we took that picture together, you mentioned the decade. We've been doing this for a decade.
Yeah, bro. Over 11.
And I'm like, man.
Yeah.
And I truly feel, and you probably feel the same, we're just scratching the surface of getting started.
Just getting started, bro. Just getting started. Like, just getting started, bro.
So, decade later, we're still standing.
Yeah.
Athlete's performance.
On the
Track
wall.
athlete. Becoming the man he is now. Father, entrepreneur. Also, thank you for DeAndre Hopkins, man. I never told you that.
Man, very welcome, bro.
I never
very
told you
welcome,
that.
bro.
I think give a little quick backdrop before we close it out. How did Hop eventually get to us? A lot of it had been through because of you.
100%. So by that time, DeAndre and I, we had already started working together. We had a business. We started working together. And look, man, knowing what you being a very integral part to my last year competing in track and field, competing on the circuit, knowing what I know about the body, understanding it, knowing what you know, bro, it's like this is the best fucking hands to put them in, dog. And like that's what I believe. This is the best fucking place in this world for you to be, and there you go.
That's high praise.
Yeah.
That's high praise, and that's why, what's today's date? 23rd. And we took that picture at the Toyota Center, and I said, we're going to see who's around 10 years from now. Yeah. And we're going to, man, it's going to be special. Yeah. Bro, it's going to be a rocket ship. And
next 10 years is going to be crazy.
Yeah, and you just, I know you are, and this is for everybody listening, you got to live in the moment, man. Because you know what 10 years is? I'm 45. You're 50. We ain't even LeBron status anymore.
Yeah. It's fasted. So, still man, on that rim, though. Still on that rim. Yeah, but go ahead, though.
Lakers in 5.
Ahead. Go ahead.
It's official. I got the Rockets and Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Sorry, Pat. I'm going to be a courtside one of the games, and they may win it in Game 7. And LeBron gets his ring and retires.
Either way, it's going to be a good time.
And then the next year, man. KD, you're going to come train with us, and then we're going to get you right, and then we're going to pursue for the championship.
Speak it, man.
2026 is the year that you guys will win the championship. Yep. 2026.
Yeah.
The effect of others.
Yeah.
Because Taj will get to meet LeBron.
Right.
Be courtside, get that experience. I want him to feel that. I want to get that picture and powerful picture.
Yeah.
Nothing happens overnight.
No,
we're going to close this out.
It's been a journey.
Dad life, success, entrepreneur.
All of it.
Siete.
All of it.
We're going siete? Is that what we're doing?
Siete.
Jay, go ahead and pull up for you one time. Jay's got to get back. Sorry, Janet. He's probably babysitting. It's an honor. This is one of the best podcasts, and I'm going to say that I've been on of my own show, just to be able to share this moment with you. Don't worry about that. Dream big. Surround yourself with dope-minded individuals. I don't let anybody call me brother or uncle unless it's my nephews, Kano and Cash, and my other brothers. But he has been able to bless me with that, and he can call me, and I can call him my brother.
Likewise.
We had a little touch to the show. Oh, no. It's not working again.
What we got? Smoke? What we got?
How'd you know?
Oh, shit. I'm not, no, you.
Bro. No, hold on. Put a pause on this.
We got it.
With smoke. We want all the smoke. Yeah. It's Congo versus the world. It's horsepower, not hybrid. Yeah. My guy, Jay, from the beginning to now, we're going to find out who's here 10 years from now. My brother, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, King.
Dropping more things.
It's all good.
I love you, my guy.
I love you, fam.
And if you're not down with that, I know I got 2 words for you. Let's see if he knows. Suck it!
I knew that was coming.
Like, subscribe, share, Daily Dose, episode. This goddamn producer, Mamba Mentality. Episode 9, we're smoking out with Jeremy Davis, a.k.a. Usher, a.k.a. the 40th, 50th, fittest 40-year-old dad you'll ever meet.
That's
unless you come along the lines of eating Taj. And that'll save that debate.
Yeah.
We out.
Another episode, though. Peace.